Hey, yo, what's going on, you guys? We have a brand new deck guide for you guys today. It's going to be my favorite Infinity Ultron deck, where we are actually using Firehair and Surfer in the same list with Infinity Ultron. It is so much fun. Of course, Infinity Ultron is a very good combo card, so we're adding some extra combo to the mix, but let's go ahead and jump right into it. Infinity Ultron is the brand new Series 5 card that did release on Tuesday. It is a 5-cost, 6-power card with the ability, on reveal, add 2 of Infinity Ultron stones to your hand. We do have the Power Stone, which is on reveal, double Infinity Ultron's power. Reality Stone, on reveal, add a drone here, set its power to Infinity Ultron's power. The Time Stone, which is on reveal, put a card from your hand here. We have the Infinity Stone, which is the Space Stone, with all Infinity Stones, which is on reveal, move the lowest powered enemy card here to the location of Infinity Ultron, which I think is probably one of the weaker stones in my opinion. You also have the Soul Stone, which is for each of your full locations, give one of your cards there plus 2 power, which does count if a card is still unrevealed, but the location is full, so just keep that in mind. And then, of course, we do have the Mind Stone as well, which is your on-reveal abilities happen twice here. You pretty much have a mini Wong. This card is very interesting. I know it's only been out for a couple days. It's a little bit combo heavy, I would say, overall. But with this list right here, we're kind of leaning a little into the combo side as well as into a little bit more of somewhat some consistency, I would say, using the Surfer aspect of it. But let's go ahead and jump right into the list. So here is what we're working with. We do have the Firehair I was talking about. You have Luna Snow for ramp. You have Sarah to be able to get some extra value for the stones, or the Zabu decreased cost cards as well. You have Firehair to make your on-reveal abilities go off again. Misery for the same thing. You have Venom in here to destroy cards to help proc for your Firehair. You have Absorbing Man to be able to get some of these on-reveal abilities to go off again as well, which works with most of these stones too. And then you have Galacta also to give some just added value power-wise. But let's go ahead and break down why we have each card in this list individually. So starting off first and foremost, we do have Zabu. Zabu is in this list to decrease the cost of these 4-cost cards. If they are decreased to 3-cost from this discount here from Zabu's on reveal, that makes them 2-cost with Sarah, which allows you to play those on final turn with potential 3-cost cards as well. You have Galacta, Absorbing Man, and Misery in this list to be able to get some of the Zabu value. Next, we do have Firehair. Whenever cards are destroyed, Firehair then gets to reproc those on-reveal abilities, which is why we have Venom and we have Misery in this list. So you can get Surfer to go off twice on the same turn, potentially without Absorbing Man. You can also get these stones to go off multiple times on the same turn as well without the Absorbing Man or a Wong. So this has been really nice in this list to be able to get that value. You do have Brood in here. You're getting this with some Galacta in order to get it to a 3/5, and then all the Broodlings reveal as 5-power cards. It also is just good Surfer hits too, because it's 3 Surfer cards to hit, so you can get +6 in one swing with Surfer. You, of course, have Silver Surfer. The main premise of this list is buffing all the 3-cost cards. Infinity Ultron stones are also 3-cost. Of course, the cards that are discounted by Zabu are not considered 3-cost then and there, so they don't get the buff from Surfer. But of course, Venom is a 3-cost card, another card that just goes well with the Misery, and it goes well with the Firehair interaction because it destroys the cards, and then Firehair gets to reproc them again. And with Venom opposed to Misery, you do keep the power on the board, which is nice, opposed to if all on reveals disappear with Misery. Sebastian Shaw is in this list as another card, just gains that 3 power or gains that up to 4 power per Surfer interaction. Of course, anything that buffs Sebastian Shaw, he gets an additional +2 is what I'm trying to say here. So really just good card to have as another just either a lane winning just agent by himself, or just another card to just add some good power to the board. We do have Luna Snow. This is one of our main ramps to get either Sarah or Infinity Ultron out early. This also helps you for a final turn, potentially Surfer Absman if you do not have any discounts at all whatsoever, or even like a Galacta Brood. Like, this just allows you to kind of have a bunch of different lines. Of course, it does give the little ice cube to your opponent as well, but you're usually trying to fill this lane on turn 5, so this ice cube disappears on turn 6, and then you have another board slot to be able to mess around with. This also get into any anti-clog or into clog, because I'm seeing a lot of clog actually rise up again. So we do have Luna Snow. You probably could do like a Hope Summers potentially, but it's just going to be a different style, I would say, of deck with a Hope Summers and a Luna, because you have to play onto the Hope and you're still kind of behind, whereas Luna you can immediately on turn 4 add a 5-cost card out. You do have Absorbing Man, like I said, in this list as well, in order to proc any of these on reveals over again, whether it is the Ultron Infinity Stones, Surfer, Broodlings, even Misery, Venom. Like, you have just a bunch of different options here with Absman, which is why I really like him actually in this list. You do have Galacta. Galacta, the first card, you play it to a different location, gets that +3 power. It's great with Broods. It's great with Shaw. It's great just hitting Surfer. It's great hitting even Infinity Ultron, so you can get a good start to Infinity Ultron's power if you do get the Power Stone to buff his power. So it feels really solid there. You do have Misery. Misery, of course, is used in this to be able to get those honor reveals to go off again and work with Firehair for those cards to be destroyed as well. Works really well in this list. I would say if you don't have Galacta, I would do potentially a Gwenpool. It's not necessarily going to be the same thing. I wouldn't say a Kahori because you're not really keeping as many cards in your hand. I mean, you could do it for the Shaw stuff like we talked about with Kahori in the Buy or Bust video. But you could try it out that way, but not necessarily going to be a one-to-one swap if you don't have Galacta. Misery here works really well with Firehair. If you don't have Misery, there's not a direct one-to-one destroy card for Misery. Maybe you lean more into a Killmonger-esque kind of thing and kind of build your hand around that. But Misery, I think, is kind of more needed for this Firehair style stuff. And we do have Sarah. Getting Sarah out on 4 is really solid to be able to just ramp her out and be able to just get value for the rest of the game. Makes your Infinity Stones from Ultron cost 2 instead of 3. Also works well with any Zabu hit cards. They will also cost 2. Just really allows you to hit your curve again. With Sarah back in Surfer, guys. It's been a minute since we had Sarah back in Surfer, besides like this past month or so, because everyone was just doing Hope stuff, but it's great to have Sarah back. And then, of course, we do have Infinity Ultron in here. Now we're going to jump into some gameplay. This is actually going to be live gameplay this time for you guys, and then I will see you guys at the very end of the video. All right, we're starting off actually with a pretty decent starting hand. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to be able to play cards into the Abbey here. If they don't play anything here on turn 1, we might be able to actually win that location and get some nice value, which they do have the Quinjet, which means, oh man, I was about to say if Makari also goes there, that'd be kind of crazy. I think we still can attest for this. We have Sarah in hand. They do get the draw. So it goes Victoria hand. I have Firehair. I'm going to go Shaw middle. Unless I get Luna. Luna would be the only way I don't. Okay, we're going to go Shaw. Surely they don't play anything on autos. That would just, please give me Sarah. Oh, wait, they Luna? And it gives me Galacta? Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. Let me do Sarah. I'll go Sarah Infinity Ultron here, I think is the vibe. They Moonstone Snow Guard. Oh boy. Okay, this is a little interesting. I get Infinity Ultron. They get the Hawk. Okay, which means Shaw is not Shang-Chi-able here, which is very nice. I go Infinity Ultron. And then I might go Brood here. I have Surfer. I mean, I can play 3 stones potentially here. So I'm actually going to try and fill this. Mirage gets Venom. They Mr. Fantastic. I have Infinity Ultron, which gives me Power Stone and Reality Stone. Okay. So we kind of just... We can just win. Wow. Okay, so... If I go... Power... I could go Power... Surfer... Venom... And then we just win this game. I think more often than not. This goes off. I get 12 power here. Venom goes off. This goes to 24. This should just be a dub here. They have my Venom. So that is something to note there. But Infinity Ultron, I think, is just so much bigger than what they got going on. They could totally chi me. Like, chi could totally happen. But I think we're kind of chilling. And that's just the Firehair value with just, like, stones and stuff. Bear into Surfer. It's a little bit closer than I was expecting. I think this is the Jimmy Dickens Infinity Ultron list. But that was sick. See, we get Infinity Ultron at 24 power just with Firehair. Elysium being a hot location really does make this a little bit crazier too. I will say, just being able to get like the Infinity Ultron value in that sense. But let's see what all we can do over here. We'll go Luna. We'll play Infinity Ultron left. White Queen gets my Infinity Ultron. Go. Which, if they don't... I mean, they could just do Wiccan. I'm going to go Infinity Ultron left. Hopefully we get a Sarah here. If we don't get a Sarah, this is kind of whack. Okay, they went Infinity Ultron right. Okay. I do get Sarah. They have Eson. Eson gives him a Reality Stone. That's cool. That's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna go... Go Shaw. And... No, let me do Shaw here. And then go Mind Stone there. Another Infinity. Wow, they're just going crazy. Space Stone moves that my Infinity Ultron over. They have another... Okay. So... if I do this... Try and math this out. Into... This wins here, right? This goes... I had 11. I'm just trying to see. I could go... This. That. Surfer, this and that. Surfer goes off twice. Reality Stone doesn't go off. This dies, and then I get an Ultron here. I'm going to have 8 plus 6, or 12. That'd be 18. This should be enough power. I think it's enough power. I think it's enough power. Sorry. I had to do some just crazy math. Crazy math. Surfer goes off twice again too. And then we do get the Infinity Ultron left. This should actually win me a left lane here. I think I did math it out right. I know that goes away, but That was pretty solid. No Firehair there, but the Misery with the stones actually works really well. Wow. 13 power Broodlings is pretty nice. All right, of course, we draw 2 out of 3 of our 4-cost cards in the very beginning. Love to see that. Facing some good old Arishem over here. Let's see what they're doing with their Arishem stuff. We do get Sakaar. We go Firehair. The cool thing is I can do Misery things. Again, they Chi. Ooh, wait, actually getting Chi down is pretty huge. I won't lie. I won't lie. We go Zabu. Kahori. We do get Surfer. If I go Brood, I just can't Venom middle there. Let me go Brood left. Or, I mean, we could honestly just keep floating. I don't hate just floating here, actually. Because we do have the Brood Absman combo. We do have Venom Surfer. Kind of hope for an Infinity Ultron here would probably be the move. Infinity Ultron would be a great pull. Or even a Shaw, because I would go Shaw right into like a Brood Surfer thing. But I also can get Misery to go off. They full float. We get Galacta. I'm gonna go Galacta. Brood. I could snap this with the hand I have. But I'm going to go Galacta right into Brood here so I can do some Venom things. I'm going to go Galacta into Broodlings. And then I have Venom, Absorbman, and Surfer. The combo is going to be Surfer, Absman, Venom. Like, it's that every single time. I'll just need to measure up where everything's going to be going is the main thing. If they stay, of course. I mean, they have 6 energy. They have 7 cards in their hand. They can go crazy. I'm just glad they don't have a Chi. Not having a Chi makes this nice. So it'll probably be Surfer, Absman, Venom. Yeah. That would have been the play. And that was really snappable, but that was the line. All right, we got an avocado over here. Elysium again. I mean, I keep saying Elysium again, but it's literally a hot location. I believe this is Thanos Ongoing. There's 12 cards in their deck. And Agamotto. Or no, it might be Agamotto instead. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, it's Agamotto. Sam Wilson, Agamotto. With the Iron Patriot. The Iron Patriot University. Okay. I go Luna. And then I'll have Sarah and Firehair. This will be nice. This will be nice. Ooh. I'm going to snap into this. Into a Sarah early. I know they have Agamotto. I get an extra turn with this extra energy. And then I'll also have Firehair to mess around with. Galacta wins, which hits the Sarah? I still get the bonus here? Wait. That's still huge for us. Okay. I'm going to go Galacta into Firehair. Images gives him a big Galacta, so that's totally fair. Big Galacta into Zabu. I get the Firehair and the Galacta value. I'm going to go Shaw. I think it's Shaw. Or it's Shaw. If it's Shaw middle instead. And then I have Misery Brood Surfer. No, I think it's Shaw right. It's Shaw right, and then I have all of this still to mess around with. Yeah. Shaw right, and then it's going to be Surfer Misery. Well, if I do Shaw into Brood, I can just do Surfer Misery and have that line. Which is 10 plus 6. Yeah, no. No, I think the Shaw is bigger. Yeah. We took our time going over it, but we had really good conditions there, even with the Galacta. Their board space was just really rough. All right, we have another good starting hand with the Zabu. Of course, we have 2 of our 3 4-cost cards in hand, so we don't get the Galacta or Absman value with the Zabu. But we can still make this work. Feast. Ooh, Feast is interesting. I would love for them to play a card there, so then I can just go ahead and play Galacta. Oh, they have Samless, of course. Of course. Why would I not assume anything else, right? So we do get Galacta. We do have Misery, too. Okay. This does get rather interesting for us now. This does get rather interesting. I don't want to necessarily play Galacta left, because if this is Scream, then Lady Deathstrike can kill my Galacta. Shanna. Shanna. Okay, we're playing some Zoo. I'm gonna do that and that because Shaw's inevitably gonna get a buff anyways. So I like this more. They do have Larval. I have Brood. I go Brood into Pig. And then we just pray for Firehair. That's all. If we can get Firehair, we're chilling. Big Brood. Vacate. Into Mockingbird. Okay, well. This should just be freaking Dubsky. I have Firehair there for Gilgamesh, I think. So Gilgamesh is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 1. So Gilgamesh is 20. This is 6. We go to, so this goes to 30. We're at 21. And then I have 6 Surfer proc, or 3 Surfer procs. So this gets plus 6. It's gonna be tight. I don't know. I actually don't know if we got this. We might just be cooked. Even though I got the Firehair I wanted. I think we're dead by like 3 on the right. If that is the Gilgamesh right. Is that Gilgamesh right? Wait. I forgot they got fast from Sean. Shauna lost in the game. Oh no. Oh no. That's funky, bro. I thought he was going to be bigger, though. I mean, I guess he had 6 less power, so he actually was only going to be... What is I mathing? I mean, it was 11 other cards, so he would have been 20? But he only got +8? Did these not count... Or +7, did these not count as being... gained power? I don't know. Let me know down below what exactly happened, because I thought I actually was going to just lose this game to Gilgamesh. But, Bass saved us. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. We are going to have a buy or bust this week is the goal. It is the goal, of course. We do have a new baby, so, you know, schedule can be kind of all over the place. But we're going to try and have a buy or bust for the Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Strange. But until the next time, thank you guys once again. It's been real. God bless, and Tucker out.